So I can't remember if I really made a video about this or not, but as you can see, I think this right here is probably the only downfall of the Kobra 3 Max. I actually never had this problem with my Kobra 3. However, the Kobra 3 Max, for some reason, once in a while, when it shoots its poop, it kind of sticks and flicks backwards off of the lever, and it lands on the tray. The problem with that is when the head comes down and moves across, sometimes that'll attach to the nozzle, it'll hit the print and cause a problem. So always check once in a while, come in and look, and if you see them, look, here's one right here, look. But this one happened because it hit this and bounced back. So this design here is actually a bad design. I'm gonna attempt to make one on Blender. This design is close to what we need. The difference is this right here is too long, and the head always hits this. So this should probably be shortened almost 1/4 of an inch. This part here is too low. This should probably come all the way up to just under this. That because also too, sometimes when this flings, it actually flies up and over. See, I got a couple here sitting even right there. So anyhow, it's a good design and a good attempt, but it just needs to be improved. And to improve this one, like I said, this has to come up to under this lever. I think the best diverters for this printer would have to come up to under this bar here. And I would even say wrap around the back just a little bit, and then come around here even just a little bit. Probably about the thickness of the actual print head, because when it shoots it flies weird, you know. And then other than that, like I said, I recommend putting a thin coat of primer. See, nothing sticks. It sticks to itself, see, but it don't stick to this. Thin coat of primer works wonders, and it looks kind of cool. Pops the color a little bit on the outside and the edge. I don't paint the edge, I just do the inside. But for this particular diverter, every once in a while, move your stuff. And then I found that also inside of this, I would remove it, but there is a thin, you put a brace across the center of this, I would remove that brace. I would just have it hang here, come up to the bottom of this, come out here, shorten this so you don't even need that, and then just let it fling it until it hits this and goes down. Oh, see, it got stuck on the brace. That's why I wouldn't have the brace there. Anyhow, good timing for the video. But that's why I would get rid of that center brace, because as long as this print head isn't bumping into this, you don't really need the brace, because it's just hanging on the screws and it won't really move. So the one I'm going to design is going to, like I said, I'm going to design one that comes up to the bottom of this and maybe a little bit wider. I think that'll help a lot better. But anyhow, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, this is the Kobra 3 Max. And I have to say, after doing all these prints, even the multicolor, it's an amazing printer. As long as everything's tightened, greased, lubed where it needs to be lubed, greased where it needs to be greased. I have not had any problems with this printer, except for when my garage is boiling hot in here and I can barely stand it. Then I start having problems, and obviously heat plays a big part in these 3D prints. But anyhow, like, share, and subscribe. And hopefully soon I'll have a pretty cool looking little Gundam for the kids to mess with. You guys see how durable they are. This one I particularly increased by 200%. So I guess the model itself was kind of small. Just for reference, here's my hand. I mean, both feet are as big as my hand. I don't know. I'm not like a super big dude anyway, but anyhow, I think the robot will be a pretty decent size. But we'll see. I gotta stop printing soon anyway because of the temperature, and like I said, I'm in the garage. But other than that, peace out. Have a good day, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe. Late.